Friday, we've got men and women against Metro State. Saturday, we've got men and women against Colorado Springs. So please come on out here to the King Center to support the Hardrockers. Track and field, if you didn't know, is active right now. And they have a meet this weekend at Black Hills State. So if you can get up to spearfish on Saturday, that would be fantastic. The meet is actually Friday and Saturday, but our team is only competing on Saturday. So if you see anything in the paper about Friday, don't go to spearfish on Friday. That would not be a good day to do it. Please come support us on Saturday. Now, without further ado, we're going to jump right into things because we know that our basketball coaches are so brief in their commentary. So we're going to start off with our good friend Ryan Larsen, women's basketball. Ryan, come on.
A lot to talk about today. A lot to talk about. Great showing. Thank everybody for showing up. This is great. Appreciate y'all coming. Quick recap from a couple weeks ago, our home openers against Johnson Wales and Grace University. Played really well both games. Very excited about the way we scored it. Nice thing, we made a lot of shots in those games. We got contributions from a lot of different players and got a lot of different kids on the court that entire weekend. So that was really nice. Always great to open up the home your home season with a couple victories. Hopefully we can continue that this weekend. Protect Good Old Gym. We had a quick turnaround against Montana State Billings, they're a really good team. First things first, exchanging pleasantries with the Montana State coach before the game, just have a nice conversation. He was pretty quick to remember exactly how we got after him last year. He referred to it as, you guys doubled us up last year. And they definitely remembered that. But a very, very good team there. They had a player that was injured last year who, up until this point in the season, was by far the best player that we've gone against. Now, it was a strange game. We did a great job in that player defending her. Anna Haugen did a fantastic job of taking away her transition threes. We doubled her in the post and made her scoring opportunities really tough down there. The problem was, as all good teams do, other players picked up the slack for them. And we didn't guard some ball screens correctly. Their point guard, who again is a very good player in her own right, really got to the rim on us quite a bit. And she averaged 8 points during the season up to this point, but we gave her 18 points that game. But that's what good teams do. That's why basketball's a team game. And we took away their best player, and their other players stepped up. So that was a bit disappointing. The other thing, got a little sloppy offensively as well. We didn't find the shots that we were finding the first weekend and second weekend here at home. So we just didn't quite have a great flow offensively. It's great we got in the film room yesterday and really got a chance to sit down and just see what we're missing there. So hopefully this week we're going to need to really correct that, find those shots that we were finding those previous weeks. So we had a bit of a slippage. That quick turnaround certainly didn't help us play Friday, Saturday, getting on the bus Monday, heading up to Billings and playing there again. We just didn't quite have the proper time to prepare for Billings that you normally do with a quick turnaround. But yet, I wasn't real thrilled with the way our kids prepared on game day and shoot around. That's something that we're going to really have to mature. And it kind of showed in the way that we didn't guard their ball screens correctly. So we got to do a better job of just paying attention and focusing in on what we want to take away, against those teams. But that's basketball. You live and learn. We will correct those mistakes, and hopefully we don't have a repeat performance of that this weekend. This coming weekend, we got a really good team. Metro State coming in, a lot like us. I'm trying to think. Well, they had a player who was injured last year, who was a starter 2 seasons ago. But they returned all 5 starters from last year, a team that we split with. So they're a very, very potent offensive team. We got a handful of kids that were ramped to guard really, really well. 3 of their players are averaging double figures. So we're just going to have a tremendous individual defensive performance Friday night, because there's a lot of kids on that team that can put up points at any given possession. So we got our hands full. We're really just going to hunker down and guard. That's one thing that I'm not disappointed in my team, but there's something that we're really lacking right now is we do have to pick up our defensive intensity and just taking pride in, if I'm guarding you, you're not going to score. So yeah, hopefully we're going to have to get that corrected for sure. Following night, afternoon against Colorado Springs. You know, Springs, if you ever got a chance to watch them play the previous years, they had the 2-time preseason player of the year in Brittany Fernandez. She is now gone. They had 2 other players that were really dynamic scorers. They're all gone. So they're trying to find their way right now, especially offensively. I believe they're 0-5 on the year, but they've lost about 85% of their scoring from the previous years. Thing about that, we've never beat Colorado Springs. So this is our opportunity to definitely do that. But you know, it doesn't matter how many players they lost, how many new players they have in their rotation. We just have to worry about ourselves and defending better, and again, finding our scoring opportunities. So we got a big weekend, really big weekend. We have yet to open up our MAC play at home, so I'm very excited to be at home for opening weekend of the RMAC. You know, I've talked about this previously. We just got to do a better job of protecting our home floor. That is a big emphasis for our team this year. We got a great opportunity to do so. We do play Metro surprisingly well at home. The difference is, previous years, we played them on the road first. The second time around, we get to correct our mistakes. So we can't have those mistakes first time around. We have to learn how to guard them correctly the first time. Yeah, so there you go. We got to guard them correctly this time. There's no doubt about it. We need you guys to show up. We need, again, stealing a phrase from Coach Tinker, we need a good crowd. When we feed off you guys, when we hit a transition 3 and you guys are cheering and standing, we feed off that. We need you guys to get juicy, as Coach Tinker says. Come to the gym, bring some friends, and just really cheer these ladies on. They're an exciting group to watch, so please come out and show up both days. Brad, you got some clips for me? These are Montana State. A lot of them are Anna Haugen. She had a fantastic game for us. Really nice assist there to Sammy Stepik in the half court. Here we get a defensive stop. Peyton Humples bring up the court. Another great attack there by Anna. Great pass from Krista and a fantastic finish. Anna Haugen was a tremendous player for us in this game, as she has been all year. Here's a nice little assist from Courtney to Emma Pierce, who just got on the court for us that previous weekend. For those of you who had a chance to see her play, you can see her talent and what type of player she's going to be for us. Here's a great shot from Coop, what Coop does, just knocking down threes. Here's Anna leading us in transition. Great transition 3 for Peyton Humple. Here's a good attack from Krista Showalter, just dishing off to miss for a nice little jumper there. Here's a little zone offense. There's Molly McCabe. It's good to have her back on the court again. Just a simple little turnaround jumper, very good. And here again, just another fantastic finish by Anna Haugen. Again, she was a tremendous player that night for us. Pretty much the same exact result right there. Yeah, like I said, a lot of clips of Anna Haugen. She was by far our best player. You know, going back to that game again, I'll recap it a little bit. Defensively, we did a really good job against their best players. But we got basketball is team defense. We can't just so much worry about one player. We have to guard everybody on the floor. We just can't let other players get loose like that. Offensively, obviously Anna was a very big bright spot for us there. We do need some kids to step up. We had a couple, you know, that game in particular, we had some weapons that just weren't as aggressive as we need them to be. But we've had those conversations, and they know what their job needs, what they need to do from here on out, especially starting this weekend. All right, Brad, we got our entire roster here. For those of you that haven't seen us play or had a chance to look at the program, Krista Showalter, she is a 5th-year senior. She is actually working on her master's degree right now, graduated last spring with her undergrad. Krista's just been a tremendous leader for us. You know, she was a freshman, obviously, when I was my first year here. Her and I are so in sync. She can probably finish my sentences for me right now. She really needs to. Really can't say enough good things about that kid. I will get really long-winded if I get, you know, emotional right now about Krista. Peyton Humple, she was the first recruit that we ever had here. Great to have her back on the court. Industrial engineering major. She's playing a really nice role for us this year. We have her coming off the bench. Peyton is playing really athletic right now. She's getting out, playing in the full court. She's also really getting her pull-up jumper game, which is one of her strengths, and really hard to guard. Playing much better defense than she has in the years past. But I really like bringing offensive weapons off the bench, and Peyton's definitely doing that for us right now. Sarah Rawlings joined us last year as a junior college transfer. She's our 3rd point guard. Saw a little bit of time last week. Greatest thing about Sarah, you know, I hope to get her here at a luncheon where she can explain this a little bit better than I can. But you know, you talk about juice. Sarah's a kid that brings it for us. She brings a ton of energy. She never has a bad day. She practices hard every single day, and those kids are absolutely invaluable to have in your program. Stacy Hall hasn't played for quite a while. She's still rehabbing an injury. Our goal for Stacy this year, if it happens, we would love to be able to trot her out for senior night and get her a couple minutes. Marissa Herkett, Rapid City native. Again, Miss is coming back from that injury. She's had some flashes of brilliance. You can kind of see in the old Miss. Yet there again, that knee is still bothering her a little bit. The flashes of brilliance when she is playing well and strong and confident, she has really, really helped us. But yet, you know, it's tough coming back from an ACL. But hopefully, soon in time, we will see Missy playing at the level that she was last year before she went down. Taylor Molstead, you know, just a tremendous weapon for us on both ends of the court. You know, we put a lot of pressure on Taylor to be aggressive, get to the rim, get to the free throw line. We do a lot of different things with her. We post her up at times. You know, and this is one of the kids that, you know, we really need to have a big offensive performance for us this week and throughout the year. And you know, I need to do a better job of putting her in position to do that. We're definitely finding ways to do that more as we practice more and definitely play games. But yet, not only offensively, she's our best defensive player as well. She draws the best, or our opposition's best offensive player on the perimeter every night. She takes a lot of pride in it. Jessica Lorenz, junior college transfer for us this year. Jess, again, just brings it every single day. She's making us better, and I'm so glad we have her because we are really, really thin in the post right now with our injuries that we're having. I'm not sure what we'd be doing without her, so we're really thankful she's with us. I know Coach Baumlander's thankful too, because if Jess wasn't here, Coach Baumlander would be putting on a practice uniform every single day. Anna Haugen, I tell you what, I'm not sure I've ever coached a kid who's improved at such a rapid rate as this young lady. I'm not shy to say it. We were one of a handful of schools to recruit this young lady, and I didn't know where I was going to play Anna. I didn't know what position. Originally, you know, last year before we had some injuries, we had her on the perimeter, and then, yeah, it wasn't me. We had some injuries in the post. We threw her down there, and pretty smart decision on our part. It was all accident. Not going to lie to you there. So coaches that say they take credit for some things, yeah, I'm not taking any credit on that. But I will take credit to, I didn't know where we were going to play her. I just knew she was a really good player, and she's just improved so much. And, you know, a couple weeks ago of our first homestand, Mr. Mann referred to her as Dennis Rodman. You know, that's kind of a dated player. I don't know if any of our players know who Dennis Rodman is. I prefer Draymond Green, because she's a heck of a lot more versatile than Dennis Rodman. I actually did put a bunch of clips together this year of Draymond Green and showed Anna get a defensive rebound, go 94 feet, be a big-time offensive weapon for us, and she has definitely done that. Fantastic player for us. Molly McCabe, her too is battling a bit of an injury right now, but again, really athletic player. Once Molly's skills catch up to her athleticism, I'm just not sure who's going to guard her. Cooper Courtney, talked a lot about Coop already this year. Again, a lot like Anna, just a kid that's really improved. You know, all you saw Coop do last year is stand in the arc and shoot threes, which is fantastic. I know for a fact she shot 2 free throws all year last year. This year, I already know she's in double digits. Well, she shot 10 in one game. But that's improvement right there. We sat down with Coop at the end of last year. You need to be more of an offensive weapon. Putting the ball on the floor a lot more, getting to the rim, shooting pull-up jumpers. And I love to kid Coop about this. That she makes jokes herself, but she actually has a couple offensive rebounds this year too. So she's really improving. Sammy Stefik, seen Sammy play a lot. She started a bunch for us last year, playing a ton of minutes for us this year. Sammy too has really improved. I think she's shooting 44% from the arc right now, excuse me, which is a really good percentage. Another kid, a lot like Taylor, we need to find ways to get her going more. You know, we need to put her in more positions to get shots, and we're definitely do that as we're figuring some things out. Emma Pierce, again, for those of you who were here last weekend, got a chance to see Emma get on the floor. Emma's, as you can see, she's from Australia. She transferred over. She came in second semester of last year. Got to practice with us a little bit. But by that time of the year, you're really not practicing. You're just kind of going through things and staying sharp and getting a lot of shots. So you don't really learn your offensive and defensive systems like you do when you start practice at the beginning of the season. When you saw Emma play last weekend, you saw her physical abilities, all right, and just her pure talent. Now, if we get Emma more practice time, she didn't start practicing until midway through the week before we played Johnson and Wales. I think she had 2 total practices before we put her on the floor. Once she starts learning our offensive and defensive systems, yeah, we're going to have a really good player there. Michaela Shackley. Shaq is a very good shooter. You haven't had a chance to see her play a lot so far this year. Next to Cooper, when I say, when I see Cooper shoot it, I'm surprised when she misses. I could put Shaq in that same position right there. She is such a good shooter. When she misses, I'm surprised. Ryan Weiss. Ryan has got in, I think, just about every game for us this year. Tremendous athlete. We talked about Molly McCabe being athletic. Ryan is really pushing Molly as far as our best athlete. She is also going to run track for coach this year. Coach, no offense, we need her for basketball season right now yet before she starts running for you. Big time 400 runner, extremely fast. She uses it in her basketball game, but a tremendous shooter and scorer as well. But one thing about Ryan right now, she's learning that most freshmen don't understand until later in the year. She's learning, if I play a little bit of defense, I'm going to get on the court. And she's really starting to learn that right now. Olivia Briggs, a freshman from Wisconsin, great state of Wisconsin, right, Coach B? Yeah. It's great to have a cheesehead on our team. I don't know about another Packer fan, but cheesehead for sure. Olivia's just done a great job. She's a very good athlete. She didn't play a whole lot of basketball. She was a 3-sport athlete in high school. She's learning her skills are catching up with her athleticism a little bit right now. It's really helped us in practice, help push our other guards. Macy Ziegler, point guard out of Littleton, Colorado. Really good player. You know, basically decided to come here. We automatically started talking about redshirting. She had a severe ankle injury and she had surgery after her high school season. So she was in a boot almost until August. She wasn't cleared to practice. About the second week of practice, when we officially started, she was able to start practicing then. But also we have 3 other point guards that are in front of her. So it was a pretty easy decision for us to redshirt Macy. She's going to be a really good player. You know, 5'3". She does not play 5'3". She is extremely quick and an extremely tough little sucker. You know, I'm excited to get her on the court in future years. That's our roster. Any questions for me? I've been up here a long time, and even for me, it seems like a long time. We had a lot of kids to get. This is the biggest roster we've ever had. Usually it's a little quicker for me. Any questions about last weekend, this coming week? Yes?
She's a senior, transferred to junior college transfer.
What number? I'm sorry?
14.
14?
She's a senior. Guard.
Oh, Sarah?
Sarah.
Yeah.
That girl can bring the ball down.
Yeah, she's got good handles. She plays fast. Yeah.
She was impressive, very impressive that first game.
She's a tremendous passer. You know, she could probably score a lot better than what she thinks. She's a pass-first player. But yeah, she plays fast. That's for sure. The juice. She brings the juice, though, every day. Anything else? Appreciate you guys coming out. Thank you. Look forward to seeing the gym this evening.
Coach, thank you. Good job. Jason Henry, you're still alive? Yeah. Good. Jason, right on. Come on up, man.
Yeah, there's a ton of food back there, and thanks Pizza Ranch for bringing everything, but please stop and feel free to get up. I'll be talking for the next hour, so don't be afraid of doing that. That wasn't a joke. My jokes are much better. I know. As far as our start of the year, decent start. We talked about Texas once already. We did have a couple games after that with Johnson and Wales. We did have Grace game canceled. Wish we would have had an opportunity to play that game, but we did have 2 games since. Had a good game against Johnson and Wales. You know, got some guys some more playing time. That's been our biggest thing right now with being a young group, is just getting that playing time. Came away with the win there, and then a couple days later, played on the Tuesday. Played a pretty good University of Mary team that shot the dickens out of it. You guys that were there, you know, you saw that they could definitely knock it down. Our problem was we didn't stop them inside or outside. You know, so it's tough to come away with a win if you can't get some stops on the defensive side. We did score. We know we can score some points this year. We got some guys that can shoot. We'll talk about them here in a few minutes. How well they're shooting, and guys that are in the gym right now and doing some great things for us around the perimeter. But you know, we got to find ways to get some stops and do a better job that way. And then that's, you know, part of the process with the younger team. So we didn't win that game against Mary, but it did give us an opportunity to you know, look at a lot of tape over break. We did actually have a break. We gave the kids 4 days off, and hopefully they enjoyed it. You know, a lot of them actually did go back home. We got guys from kind of all over the world. The ones overseas didn't go back, but they did go back with their teammates. A couple of them stayed here, went to coach's house and had some turkey dinner, which was awesome. And you know, just opportunity for them to be around each other and then around their families. So it was a nice break. We came back on Sunday night and practiced Sunday, Monday. Didn't have great practices, but I guess the turkey might have kicked in. But we did get a lot of things done as far as what we need to put in still. Once again, the hardest part right now for us is just the simple fact of what to work on, what to focus on. We know what we want to focus on as a staff and those kind of things, but there's just so much of it right now. And you know, just have to kind of take a step back and pick and choose what we're going to work on, and there is so many things. But our guys have done a good job of coming in every day. Did a good job again the last couple days of just you know, understanding we got some things to work on, and we can't just go up and down and play all the time. but we're going to keep getting better every day at practice, and then of course the game times, which we all know is a little bit different than practice, and we just keep getting some more game time will be good. That being said, this weekend we do have Metro and Springs as well. What, Brad? What did I jump from? Highlights first from last weekend? My fault. First time I've screwed up all year, I'm sure. All right, this is from the Mary game. Just right off the bat, we've done a good job. I think we've gotten more tips this year than we have in the last 3 years put together. So I don't know if we'll get it on Friday night, but Tristan's done a good job of just the jumping ball. Logan's played pretty well. We'll talk a lot about our guys. A lot of us don't even know. We're all checking programs. I can hear a lot of shuffling going on when guys go into the game. And Logan was one of them. Jake Heath's another kid that's knocked down some shots in the past that a lot of you are familiar with. But the rest of them are a lot of new guys. Jordan Rude right there, guy that's come off the bench the last couple games. And he can stroke it as well. He's playing behind a couple guys that are shooting the heck out of it as well. But he's another guy that's done a good job for us. Once again, a couple of our just quick sets, end of the half here. Big shot to cut the lead to 1, and that was a big one going into halftime. Anytime you can hit a shot and get the momentum going in is usually a big deal. I believe that was Will. Will had a great game. Scored 19 points for us. One of the things that we've talked about, and Tom's alluded to a little bit on the radio, I think it's 4 now, 4 different leading scorers for us. So we got 4 guys that are averaging double figures. Almost 5 now. Troy Brady's, once again, guys that we'll talk about here in a second, done a good job. There's Jacob Anastasi. You're going to see a lot more of him. It was a great crossover, great move. He's a junior college guy, once again. We'll talk about it a little bit as well. But he had an ankle injury. We were expecting a lot from him after the first week or 2 weeks of practice. Had a pretty bad ankle injury. He's just kind of coming off of it now, so he's going to get some more playing time, and we'll talk about him in a second. As far as Metro goes, pretty much the same guys. They got 1 transfer back from last year, or new from last year. That's in the starting lineup, and then a couple other new guys. Otherwise, it's pretty much the same guys. They do have an all-conference preseason. The Williams kid, number 3. When you're watching him, we're going to have basically 3.5 eyes on him all the time. He had 29 in the last game. He runs a show. He's a point guard. He does a lot of great things for him. So, if you're going to yell at us for not doing something, tell us to, stop number 3, please. Hopefully we've done a good job of being ready for him scout-wise. But he creates a lot of good things from the rest of the guy, or for the rest of the guys as well. But as they go, he goes, and we do have to slow him down. Otherwise, they do have a couple good shooters. They got guys that get to the basket. They have been pressing like they have been doing in the past. The first few games, and then a couple games they haven't. So we're kind of prepared for everything right now because that has given us trouble in the past, and then we've done a decent job against their press in the past. So hopefully we're prepared for that. Also, the next night with UCCS, another good squad. They're coming in. They've had a couple good wins to start the year as well. But they're going to be one of the top teams probably in the conference. Just got to get things going. They have another good point guard. And kind of how they go, he goes. If he's scoring a lot, they usually win. If he's not, they struggle a little bit. So, but they got some good inside guys, got some good outside guys, and they push the ball. They shoot a lot in transition. We got to do a good job of getting back in transition and being ready to go. So that's kind of a preview, quick preview on the weekend. 2 very good teams. Finished both in the top half last year, made the tournament and whatnot. So it's a great opportunity for us to kind of see the best in the league right off the bat and be at home. Thank goodness. The following weekend we do go on the road. Here's our quick schedule. We do go on the road and play Colorado Christian, and then the number 5, even better than that, I think now after a couple good wins this past weekend, but Colorado Mines at their place, and I don't remember honestly the last time they lost. They get in the Elite 8 last year, lost at home that is. They get in the Elite 8 last year, a big part of it because they did host the tournament. They're just extremely good team at home. And then we have a couple other games, the 15th and 16th at home as well. Those are switched. I don't think anybody's got a different schedule, hopefully at this point. Brad's done a great job of a lot of switching and moving of games with some graduation and things down at their end. So this is the main schedule here now, but the 15th and 16th, we are at home with Regis and Shattern too. So any questions on that before I go through the guys with the past games and looking forward to the next few games? All right, let's try to get through these guys. I got not a lot of guys, but start out with just our new coaching staff, our new guy to our coaching staff, I should say. Mike Lindsay, he's done a great job. He's a young guy, played overseas in Australia last year. Did not go back because he wanted to get into coaching. Fortunately, he's a kid from Minnesota, young man from Minnesota, and came over here helping us out, doing an exceptional job. Very good with his on the court presence with the guys, and you know, he's a big, strong guy that can hold his own and noon ball as well. But you know, I guess we'll talk about his noon ball game later too. But Mike is new to our staff. In our second year with Coach Ryhart, he's done a great job. You know, not knowing a lot last year of our, you know, what we do as a program, and you know, he's in a ton of meetings, as we know, and he has to miss a few practices and things. We didn't get a chance to sit down with him a lot. He kind of had to you know, find out how we do stuff on the fly, learn some of our stuff. And now that he's kind of been, you know, in the system for a year, he's just like a freshman. You know, now they've been into their sophomore year. They do a great job and understand what we need to get done. It was kind of funny. We're out at South Dakota State to start the year this year, and you know, he's another Hall of Fame guy that we do have in our program, but he's got his picture on the wall and a big plaque, and of course our guys found it, and they're taking pictures with it and sending them off to coach and whatnot. So it's pretty cool for our guys to see a guy, and it's great for us to have a guy with that experience on our staff. And then Coach Glenn, great picture there, Brad. Coach Glenn. All right, he is just down the road. You can take a snapshot of him again. Coach Glenn, I think his first year here was 13 years ago, and that might have been the picture. So, but no, he's aged well, not as well as his wife, but he's done a great job in our program, and it's unbelievable to have a staff. You know, yeah, I've been here a couple extra years being an assistant coach before that, but since I took over, and literally the day I took over, I made a phone call to him, and to have a guy on the staff for that long, you know, obviously we're doing some good things here as far as the commitment with our guys and that kind of thing, and it starts with having good assistant coaches, and having Coach Glenn with us is a reason why we've been able to progress as a program. All right, as far as our guys go, we are redshirting 3 guys, it looks like, this year. We'll talk about one of them in a second. One of them that we will be redshirting for sure is Raylan Brown. He's a young man from Wisconsin, pretty athletic, does some good things with the ball. You know, he has an opportunity to be a very good player for us. You know, he's got that personality. You can just see with his smile right there. He's got that personality. He definitely brings the juice, as the coach was talking about. But you know, he's going to be a young man that's good in our program. Just, you know, like I said, we have a lot of guys. I wouldn't say ahead of them, but have been in our program a little bit longer, being redshirt freshmen, and had an opportunity for him to, you know, kind of sit back, learn some things as we go, and he's done a great job of developing into a player, and we're looking for big things for him. Jordan O'Leary is a young man from Australia. You know, he's done a good job of understanding our scout stuff. He's another one redshirting, but he's probably one of the quicker guys, if not the quickest guy on our team. And that's what's great to have him around right now. We see a lot of quick guards this year. Once again, a lot of things are spinning still for him right now. We got to get things slowed down, and then he can be a great scout guy for us as a redshirt as well, to be able to put the ball on the ground and get by guys, and especially defensively, keeping guys in front. So looking for good things as a practice guy as well as a redshirt for us this year, Jordan. And then Mitchell Suker, he's a young man. We had no intentions of redshirting. In fact, we talked about what we're going to run offensively, and a lot of the stuff was based on getting him a lot of touches. He's a 6'9" young man from Minnesota, got a wingspan of over 7 feet, shoots the ball as well as anybody that we have on our team. Most athletic guy on our team, very, very skilled, yada, 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 all these things. And, you know, very fortunate to have a young man in our program, got, you know, just good fundamentals and everything else. And he actually broke his foot, or close to breaking his foot, basically to start the year. It happened a while ago, but finally got all the MRIs. He's got an MRI again tomorrow, and hopefully they clear him for being able to start practicing. So yes, he could probably, you know, it's hard as a freshman, and we've done so many things, honestly, this last month of just what we do as far as plays, as far as how we run our offense. That just takes so long for them to get in. He could probably be a guy that come back after Christmas and find some playing time and all those kind of things. But once again, you just take a step back as a program, and you know, if it's the best for our program, best for him to just redshirt this year and have a great 4 years where he's going to be there the whole time. That's kind of what we're leaning towards right now, if not basically what we're planning on. But we're excited to have Mitchell in our program and big and bright future for us. Isaac Kortemeyer, he is playing this year. He's a guy that from Rapid City, played at St. Thomas More, big, strong young man. He's been as big a surprise as we've had out of any of the guys this year. Just does a great things, comes from an exceptional program, but big and strong, very skilled. He's been sick the last couple days, but you know, this is a weekend where he probably gets some more playing time again. We are not redshirting him, but he's a guy that can, just by being big and strong and getting those rebounds and being defensively, and every day he literally gets so much better every day just when we're on the court, and we knew that would happen. When you're playing in high school in South Dakota, North Dakota, Minnesota, maybe a little bit, even Colorado, you know, some of those bigger states, you don't get to go against 6'8", 6'9" guys every night. You know, especially in practice, you might be the only one. So every day in practice, he's going against 6'2", 6'3". It's tough. It's tough to get better. And now going against Tristan and some of our other bigs, he's done a super job of just getting better and making the guys around him better as well. Another freshman for us that redshirted for us last year, Carlos Tobias. He's a guy from just outside of Dallas, Texas. Very, very quick with the ball. Does a lot of good things from the point guard position. You know, as much as he sat out last year and tried to learn the system and those kind of things, it's kind of like what Coach Larsen talked about, is until you're out there and playing, he was a scout guy being a redshirt, didn't really learn our stuff. So he's kind of learning those things as we go as well, but very athletic, very explosive young man, and he's going to have his time, you know, in and out of the lineup as well, and getting some playing time this year. Trey Smith is a transfer that came in like Emma did at semester time. He's a transfer from Air Force. Just we're trying to still find a position for him. You know, he's a little bit undersized, being 6'4". He's playing more of the 4 for us right now. He can stretch it out and shoot the ball a little bit. But I think we found the spot for him. He's just so smart that we can put him at every position, and he does some good things. He understands how to play the game of basketball, and once again, he might be able to get some playing time just because of that, of how hard he plays, and just the understanding of basketball this year. Troy Brady, you know, you guys that were at our first game, first couple games, I guess, at home. You saw in our stats down in Texas, played very well against South Dakota State, just shoots the ball. One of the top three-point shooters out of Colorado. His senior year and his junior year, led the state in a couple different categories, and came in, redshirted last year. Once again, we had a bunch of seniors, knew he had an opportunity to be a pretty good player, and he's definitely showed it this year. And not only can he shoot, he can get to the basket, he does guard, but he just competes. And that's been the big thing for him, to get in the good start that he has. He's been in the starting lineup basically from day one, and he'll be in and out of the starting lineup. I'm kind of like Coach Larsen. I like guys coming off the bench that can score, you know, so it might be, you know, different games, different situations, but either way, he's going to be ready to go, and he'll knock down those shots. He's a fun guy to watch. Wilford's another one that's led us in scoring. Troy, I believe, did one game as well. Wilford Dixon, he's a young man from New Zealand. He's a 6'3", he's a guard. Very, very skilled young man. He did redshirt for us last year. He's one of our better players at the end of the year last year. Wish we did redshirt him. You know, one of those things, you redshirt him and know that you got 4 years with him then. But it was pretty exciting to see how he progressed last year, improved his shot, did some good things. He led us in scoring. Last game out, had 19 against Mary. Just a very skilled, you know, good guard for us. Another sophomore that did redshirt his first year, so he has been here actually 3 years, as long as anybody. One, you know, I guess 2 more guys, maybe longer than him, but you know, Tristan Vanetta, he's done a good job. He's a young man from Colorado, of just kind of taking a step back, knowing that he's playing behind a guy that's played a lot of minutes in front of him, all-conference player in Connor Koulis. And just working on getting better on those days where he redshirted, on those days that he's not going to play a lot. His game days were practice days the last couple of years. Coach Glenn works with our post quite a bit, and the progress, and I wish we would do this with some of our guys. We probably should be doing it this year with a lot of our guys. First of all, we need to take a picture of them when they first get here and they start as freshmen, because it's literally comical. I had Connor's picture from his freshman year and then his senior year, and I brought him into my office before he left, and we just giggled about it. You know, you don't even look like the same person 4 or 5 years later, especially young men. But skill-wise, development-wise, working with coach, working on the game, Tristan's done an exceptional job to be where he's at. He's in the starting lineup right now. Big, strong guy, had some good games for us last year, and just sky's the limit for him moving forward. Another guy that did play last year for us, basically our sixth man, Jack Fiddler, another young man from Colorado, 6'4" guard, shoots the ball pretty well. He's just kind of our hustle guy, our energy guy, rebounds, does defend very well as well. Got some good long arms, but he's one of my favorites. He's my daughter's favorites. He gets out there and he runs around and he just goes and makes plays, and that's fun to watch those guys do that. Plus, he's a pretty talented young man, so it's a good mix. Another guy that did lead us in scoring, I believe, one of the games this year is sophomore Logan Ehlers, another guy from New Zealand. He did play last year. Big reason why we're leaning towards redshirting right now. Mitchell Suker is not just because of his play, it's because of what happened to him last year. He got hurt 20 minutes into our first practice last year. Basically had to sit out the first 3-4 weeks. Very talented young man. We're like, this guy's got to play. I mean, he's got to play. It just took him so long until after Christmas. Finally, he got going the last half kind of thing of our conference season. Had a great conference season going, and he did get dinged up at the end and didn't play the last few games. But we saw the difference, and then I wouldn't say it was a waste for him because we knew we were going to need him this year. But you look at it like a guy like Mitchell Suker, and to take a step back and go, okay, let's wait a year. Logan Ehlers, he's definitely going to excel this year. Can do a lot of good things inside and out. Very skilled young man as well, and very good passer from around the block especially. And then Jake Heath, our 12-year-old from last year. He is getting his haircut. He promised me, and this is he hasn't got his haircut since then, and this was taken 2 months ago. So he is going to be a different-looking guy. Hopefully, come Friday night. But he's a guy that we've always, I wouldn't say made fun of. It's kind of funny because teams come in here and you don't expect what he can do on the court. As good as he is on the court, he's a very good young man, like all these guys are. We got their majors up here and stuff. He's going to go into dentistry, 4.0 student, does some great things off the court. Was a conference freshman of the year last year, and being 6'1", 145 pounds, 150 pounds, ringing wet, that's saying something. The kid can handle the ball, and he does some great things. We've moved him and playing him a little bit more at the point this year, especially the last couple of games with Jacob being hurt. He's had to play a little bit more. Probably start moving him around a little bit more when Anastasi, continues to get healthy. And talk about Jacob right here. Anastasi, he's a transfer from Pima Junior College down in Arizona. Done a good job for us. Came in. He's a point guard. He is 6'4", being at the point guard. He can do some different things as far as the rebounding side, defensively, and he's deceptively quick too. You saw that crossover on film. And that's the things that he does day in and day out at practice. And we're excited to have him in our program and look for a bright future the next couple of years with him too. Wenzel Sterling, one of our other juniors. Jacob is a junior as being a transfer. He's 1 of 2. Wenzel's our second one. The guys don't know this yet. We do some in the eval. And on that eval, we do have who we're going to have as captains. And they vote on that kind of stuff. And we got Wenzel actually was awarded that, which he deserves. He's done a good job of being a leader. One of our things going into this year was who's going to help us on the leadership side, who's going to do some things for us as far as stepping up, whether it's vocally, those kind of things. But he set up a lot of things preseason-wise, done a good job off the court as well as on the court, and started down in Texas, and he can do some good things from the point guard spot too. So excited to have Wenzel back. He is a third-year guy along with Tristan, one of 2 guys. Jordan Rude, a young man from Wyoming that did transfer last year, played behind all those guys last year. Once again, he had a couple highlights in that highlight reel, does shoot the ball exceptionally well. One thing he was not very good at last year was defending the ball and just playing defense altogether. He's taken a huge step as far as that goes on the defensive side. So we're excited where Jordan is right now, but he's definitely known for his shooting, and he's been knocking down shots regularly. And then Brian Orr, our other senior, he has been in our program for 4 years. He did not redshirt, one of the few guys that did not redshirt. that came in a number of years ago during our independency, or when we were independent and all those kind of things. But he's an explosive young man from Michigan. He's graduating in May here, and we're going to miss him on and off the court. But on the court, he can score. And that's one of the things. We got sets in for him. We actually moved him because of Mitchell getting hurt. We moved him to probably the spot that he should have been from day one. Needed him to play more of a wing spot when he came here, and then just never got him moved to the spot. We had to move him this year, and that's probably been a good thing for us. Talk about, once again, Coach Larsen, guys coming off the bench. I don't know if he'll be coming off the bench all year, but that's great to have a guy that can come off and score and do the things that he does. But extremely athletic guy. You guys have all seen him play now for 3 years, and a guy that can knock down shots. But we just got to get him going in the basket more. Once he does that, he's honestly going to be an unstoppable player and a guy that can take our program to the next level and this team to the next level. And that's as quick as I could go. Run down on those guys. I do appreciate everybody coming. I know it's a basketball time and a chance to listen to us and those kind of things. We will have a number of athletes through here, which is great. I know that's one of the biggest requests. It's hard in the fall when we have so many sports going and that kind of thing to get kids through here, listen to the coaches, get 1 or 2 kids in here. But we try to have a couple each time and really pick their brain. But they're great young men, great young women that we couldn't be more proud of, and hopefully you guys understand, whether alumni or supporters, whatever the case is, but they're playing for you guys, and you can't have a better group again this year. I'm very excited about them. Any quick questions on our guys and moving forward here?
Jason, 6 of 8 in the conference at home to start the season. How do you like that?
Well, depends if we play like we did on Tuesday or not. Usually, honestly, we score. Our defense wasn't great. That's kind of what we've hung our hats on the last number of years. We definitely got to fix some things there. But to be at home, and usually the ball goes in the hole a little bit more. Our post didn't score very well, and we didn't shoot free throws very well either. So as bad as we think we were on the defensive side, we still had opportunities if we would have done something on the offense. And that's typically how it works at home, is you're just more comfortable. You sleep in your own bed, you get in the gym. I got guys this year, and it's probably more than we've ever had, that as far as a number of guys that are in the gym. If you walk out right now, I guarantee you, but good chance there's probably somebody in the gym shooting. And to have that recognition of being at home and just the comfort level, it is a big deal. We did have some games switched. That means 6 of 8 right now. What happens at the end of the year? But we'll worry about that later, right? Let's take care of business when we are at home right now. So, anything else? All right. Well, thanks so much for coming out. And we do play Friday and Saturday at home. Like Coach Larsen said, please bring some friends. Get out there. After this weekend, we're basically nobody around, so hopefully you can come back out the 15th, 16th as far as our kids or our students not being here and bring some friends from there. But thanks so much.
Coach, good job. Thank you very much. Again, to reiterate what he said, we've got games at home this weekend, Friday and Saturday. We've got track and field up at BH on Saturday. For the basketball doubleheaders this weekend, we will be going back to having our VIP hospitality for Hardrock Club members. I will actually be out of town this weekend. I'll be down in Arizona doing some fundraising. But please, Hardrock Club members, come on into the VIP hospitality and enjoy yourselves. Brad Bloom, thank you very much for all the work you do on this. No question. Sandy Carlson, thank you so much. You're so indispensable for everything you do. We appreciate you very, very much. No question.
And it's Sandy's last week.
I am under orders to not say anything. But yes, it is. And when I say she's indispensable, I mean that. So you know what? Because you broached the topic and not me, can we all please give Sandy a humongous You mean a lot to this school and to this Hardrock Club, Sandy, so thank you so much. No question. Hey, everybody, just thank you for being here. We appreciate it. We appreciate your support. We look forward to you bringing the juice out to the games this weekend. We will see you out there. Have a good rest of the day.